Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Lucidius back in the studio, whipping you guys up a brand new banger. I am so excited for this story, but before we get into it, I wanted to touch on a couple things. I actually want your guys' input on the music that I have on the background. I want to know, do you guys like it? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Let me know about that, and yeah, just let me know if I can improve anything else. I've been really enjoying making these videos, so just want to try and refine this shit the best I can, you know? So, this story, if you've read by the title, was about a day that I was fucking geeking, honestly. That's the only way I can really describe it, you know? Like, just a geeky ass day. I had just turned 16 years old, and at this point I was like 2 years into drugs. Like, I started doing this shit really early. It started off with light stuff, but it kind of got heavy, unfortunately. But yeah, 16 years old, got all these prezzies, all this money. And this story kind of links to the Xanax stories I've posted before this, honestly. Like, I just turned 16, got a shit ton of money, and blew it all on Xans and kind of fucked my whole life up. So if you guys want to see that video, I'll add a little time card at the top there that you can click on to kind of get yourself filled in, you know? But yeah, it was literally my birthday. I got a shit ton of money. I had gotten a bottle of fucking Captain Morgan for my birthday from my older brother, which was lit, although I think he regrets giving it to me now, but I was happy about that, you know, who's gonna complain? And at the time, I was abusing a certain medication quite a lot, actually. I was abusing dextromethorphan. A lot of you guys are going to be familiar with that medication. It's just basically a cough med you could get over the counter, and I'm not gonna lie, I low-key love that shit. I don't do it anymore because, in my opinion, it's like a dirty version of ketamine, and if you have access to ketamine, there's really no point on doing DXM, but I loved that shit to my core, you know, and I abused the fuck out of it until there was no magic in this shit. And in this particular period of my life, I was pretty much just binging it. Like, I would casually pop like 10 of these Robo tabs. I was buying RoboCough. If you know, you know. Once again, I don't recommend drugs to anyone at all. You're just gonna fuck your life up, but yeah, blah blah blah. So yeah, I had these Robo tabs, and I decided I was gonna pop 10 of these motherfuckers like an hour or two before a family get together for my for my birthday dinner. Basically, it was a massive birthday dinner at fucking Eastside Mario's, and I thought it would be just a great idea to pop 10 of these little fucking disassociation pills and get cooked out of my mind. Not to mention, I did this with 3 shots. So I had this weird habit, and this is actually so cooked. Do not do this. Like, you're gonna give yourself serotonin syndrome. But I would put 3 of these Robotabs into a shot, right? And then I would just pound it down, because the Robotabs would like disintegrate and like kind of like mold into the alcohol, and you couldn't taste the DXM. It just tasted like a shot. So I did like 3 of these, ended up doing like 10 in total by the end of it. So I was just kind of fucked, I won't lie. Like, I weighed only 135 pounds, so like one shot would get me feeling nice, you know? Although at the time I didn't have a single clue on my alcohol tolerance. But yeah, I just got completely cooked, and at first I felt really good, but on the way up there, it started kicking my ass. It hit like a brick to the face, man. I was sitting at the dinner table, and so far everything was all right. I was getting hella talkative. I was feeling good, you know, the regular buzz. I was talking to everyone. But after I ordered my food, I went down like the slippery slope to the gulag, because I was fucking analed by this shit, man. I could not focus on anything that was a meter away from me. And of course, I was at the end of the table, and the only person next to me was my boy Jordan. Shout out to that guy. And you know, the most fucked up thing about this story is I can't remember whether or not my girlfriend was there, because I got like pictures the next morning and she was there with me, and she had like showered. So it's like, did she stay the night? Was she there? Like, pretty fucked up of me that I can't remember that shit. But the only person I can really remember out of like the 10 or 12 people that were there was my boy Jordan, because he was sitting there next to me, kind of keeping me level, keeping me on this earth. And everyone kind of knew I was fucked up, you know. It was it was pretty obvious. Even my grandma knew. And that's just how you know you gotta fucking quit what you are doing. My mom was pissed at me for that shit. But anyway, I order my food. I'm tweaking. I'm geeking. And the idea of food becomes more and more alienated. I don't know if you guys have done DXM. I'm sorry if you have. But if you have, you know that food is just like nothing. It's just like eating like ash. Like you're like a Tokyo ghoul and everything just tastes like fucking cancer. It's disgusting, you know? The only thing you can consume is more DXM, you know? And oh man, this fucking chicken parm slider comes through and I'm like trying to be normal. So I'm eating this thing and it just tastes like fucking shit. And it was like visible on my face. And my mom's like, you don't have to eat it if you don't like it. And I was like, oh, I'm just a bit full, you know? And like, I'm like trying not to go cross-eyed. I'm getting like fucking my vision splitting, you know, like I'm starting to lose it. Like I'm really starting to fucking lose it at this point. I really felt like a goofy ass motherfucker, you know, because your eyes do sometimes go cross-eyed, and I knew that if I was seeing double that my eyes were probably a little bit wonky. So I was probably getting some weird looks from my family members at this point. But yeah, everyone finishes their meal. I wasn't talking to anyone but my boy Jordan. And to be honest, I wasn't even really saying anything to him. I don't really remember saying anything very coherent. I just remember giggling and being a fucking high retard, like not speaking a single coherent sentence. So shout out to Jordan for putting up with me. That was just wonderful of him, man. Thank you so much. But afterwards, we head on home, and I felt super alone because my boy Jordan ended up going home. Obviously, my family members go home, and I was kind of left to my own devices, and I just felt very disassociated and very alone. Very, very alone, you know, self-inflicted, of course. But it was such a strange feeling on DXM. Like, I remember, this is a separate occasion. I had taken a shit ton, like way too much, and I would usually just listen to music, and that was kind of my ritual. But on this occasion, I was fucking out of this world, and both my girlfriend and my boy Jordan, like my best friend, texted me, and I remember looking at their names on my phone, and it, you know, the value of their existence didn't compute with me. Like, they were just a boy and a girl to me, and that was it, and the concept of that was vague too. Like, and that was like a horrible feeling, like, to know that a drug could basically remove all these memories and all the emotions that come with it. It was very disassociative, which is what the drug is, a disassociative. So that was kind of what I was feeling in that moment when I was in my room all alone. And I think at that point I just continued to drink more, which once again, do not do drugs. And if you do drugs, do not combine them, especially DXM and alcohol, because you can get serotonin syndrome. But I loved it, and I did it like a lot. Way too much. I might make a separate video on that. But yeah, guys, that's that story. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It's a bit shorter, but I'm kind of feeling like these shorter stories are beneficial. I'm sorry if you're hearing my fucking chair creaking in the background. No, I'm not shitting my pants. That is literally just my dog shit chair creaking away. I have to sit like a stone statue when I make these videos so I don't piss myself off, because I don't really think you guys care, but I'm the one that notices it. Anyway, guys, leave a like, subscribe, more videos coming soon.